Hey everyone, welcome to ninth grade physical science. My name is Mr. Geiselman, and this is our first ed puzzle. So welcome to the class. We'll talk a little bit today about what's expected of you here as we begin the trimester. So today what we're really going to be going over is looking at finding the locations of all of our important documents and our important links in Google Classroom and understanding the core principles of our course. And then the other piece of that is understanding what our class policies are as we move forward with distance learning. What you need to do today, obviously you need to watch this video. Good thing you're already on top of that. One thing is you do need to take notes on Edpuzzle. So I'd begin now, and if you don't have things ready to take notes, I'd pause the video and go and find some things. You have a scavenger hunt to complete on Google Classroom that will be attached to this assignment. So make sure you complete that, and then attend your hours live Google meeting after completing this Edpuzzle. So first off, who am I? My name is Mr. Geiselman. This is my 5th year teaching high school science. Before teaching physical science, I taught biology, astronomy, and forensic science at a couple different high schools. This is my 2nd year here at STMA. I grew up in Virginia, Minnesota, which is about 3.5 hours north of here. And then I went to school in Duluth. I went to the College of St. Scholastica. That is a picture of the school I went to. Here at STMA, I coach football, track, and I help out with the speed and strength coaching. I also just actually moved to the area. I bought my first house in Otsego in April. What I like to do outside of school is I like to play golf a lot in the summers. I like to stay active by working out and doing other outdoor type things when the weather's nice. And one of my favorite new things is learning how to do new home improvement things. Like I had to put in a toilet for the first time in my life last week in my house, or remodeling a bathroom or putting in flooring. That's what I've been up to lately, and that's something that I really enjoy doing now. So how class is going to work for this trimester, there's a pretty solid structure to this. Every day there's going to be a daily post. Wednesdays might look a little different. They're still kind of up on the air and exactly what they're going to look like. But every day there should be an Edpuzzle video with questions. So you will have to answer Edpuzzle videos. All right. The videos may be made by myself or Mr. Oleg, who is also teaching Physical Science 9B. The Edpuzzles are graded, so make sure you try on these. Don't just click answers to get through the video, because these do go for points into your gradebook. Also, take notes. That is the biggest piece of advice I could give you during distance learning, is that you use these opportunities to take some notes. If you have questions on how to take notes or what you should be paying attention to when you're watching these Edpuzzles, feel free to shoot me an email or give me a call and I'll help you out with that. There are possible labs or other assignments that could be posted in that daily post. So be aware of that. Look out for those. Make sure you read the instructions on the daily post for information. There are live Google Meets at the end of every hour. So every hour will end with a 20-minute Google Meet. The expectation is that when you come to that, and that you come to it every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, all right, is that you've watched this Edpuzzle at least before the meeting. Doesn't mean you have to have the entire assignment complete if there's an assignment that goes along with it, but the expectation is that you've watched the Edpuzzle before you come to the meeting. If you can't quite make it happen where you get the Edpuzzle done and then come to the meeting, the link that you have, all right, and we'll talk a little bit more about using your link. The link that you have is good for every hour, so you're more than welcome to pop into another hour. So what we're going to do in those live Google meetings, we're going to review the day's learning targets. We're going to do some formative assessments. And what I think is really beneficial for you is that we're going to do something I'm calling tips for the test. And these are practicing real test problems. So it gives you an opportunity to see the way test questions are written, gives you an opportunity to practice them, all right, and it gives you an opportunity to take notes on them. All of our tests are going to be via Google Forms. So if you've taken ninth grade physical science A already with Mr. Kuhn, Mr. Swenson, Mr. Olig, or myself, tests are going to be the exact same way that they'll be taken through Google Forms. They are open notes. You can use whatever you would like. And I would say the best organized students have the best notes to use for those assignments. So please take good notes and keep them organized. The other piece there is there are no retakes, and your tests are 75% of your final grade. Take them seriously, all right? Don't allow yourself to be distracted. Make sure you give our tests the respect that they're due. You also have this online, but here's just kind of a quick peek at my Google Meeting schedule. So from 10:10 to 10:30 is my first hour Google Meeting. That's where my first hour is going to meet, and we're going to have our Google Meeting. Second hour is 11:15 to 11:35. Fourth period is 1:50 to 2:10, and then fifth period is 2:55 to 3:15. I expect to see you there. Online, there is this whole piece. This link is also live online. There's a few places that you can actually get that. So those expectations, again, take notes. It's probably the most important thing I can say right now during this video. Complete your assignments according to the directions. Most of them are going to be Edpuzzles, but there's also going to be a few others in there. Attend the live sessions. They're going to be nothing but good for you, right? They're going to help you. If you don't have any questions, you get an opportunity to take a look at a test question. If you do have questions, it gives you an opportunity to see more examples and to ask questions, right? So one of the ways you can get to that live Google Meeting is by going to your Google Calendar. I sent everybody a link and an invitation through Google Calendar, and it should give you a notification 10 minutes before our Google Meeting starts. Please utilize that tool. Download Google Calendar on your phone. Make sure you have it pulled up every time you go to work on your laptop, your desktop, on your Chromebook, right? It can just be there in the background, and it will pop up when it's time to go. For our meetings, the expectation is that you participate and your camera is on. I don't know some of you, and one of the easiest ways for me to understand who you are and kind of put a name with the face is by having those cameras on. It helps me out, okay, and it also helps us participate in class. One expectation is that if you have questions, the best way to do that is to ask them during the school day. We'll talk more about asking questions in the Google Meeting, but the best way that they can be answered is during the school day. I'll get back to you quickly. If you email me after 3:30, there's no guarantee that I will get back to you before early the next morning. One thing, check your resources before reaching out. A lot of you have a ton of tools that you can use to answer questions, and a lot of you have those tools already right in front of you. Make sure you use your resources, all right, before you just reach out. We will have Wednesday appointment slots for help. So if you want one-on-one individual time, you can sign up for one there. I will also be reaching out to you if I feel that we need a little bit of one-on-one time to help you out. Do your best. Always do your best on everything that you do. Don't give a poor effort. There's no reason to. You're going to invest the time watching this Edpuzzle. Make sure you give it your full attention. So the syllabus is found under class materials. The expectation for that is that you read through that entire document on your own. I just want to talk about a couple of the highlighted pieces. Right here is our grading scale. So an A is any from 100 to 94%. 93 to 90 is the A minus. You can see the rest of those, but down here at the bottom, 59.9 to 0 is a no, or is a non-complete or a no credit. Right? And that will mean you will have to retake this course, right? Please make sure that you stay ahead of that. And if you're flirting with this D minus, no credit line, reach out for help. Our grades are weighted. So 75% of your grade in this class comes from your test scores, all right? So they matter. Give them the attention they deserve. Your daily work and your labs count for 25% of your grade. Make sure that you get those complete because that's an easy 25%. If you don't, you could ace every test and still end up with a C, which would be pretty disappointing. So to recap what we did today, we went over the list of important locations. Lots of things can be found on Google Classroom. All right, that's where you need to go first to find all of the links and documents you'll need for every day. Understanding that our class has 75% test, 25% daily work, and that you're going to be doing Edpuzzles and Google Forms assessments is really important to the structure. Make sure you know that the first 40 minutes you should be watching this Edpuzzle or the Edpuzzle for the day, and then coming to our Google meeting later in the class period. And then understanding our policies. Those come straight from our syllabus, so please check that out, all right? And make sure that you're aware of those. I will see all of you at the Google meeting today. Have a great day, everybody.